up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, honey. We really don't have anything to talk about, and I am just dropped my oldest son off at school because he went to bed late last night. So of course he woke up late this morning. Talking about he was talking about I was doing good. I was doing good this week too. He's like, can you take me to school, please? I was like, girl. Ugh. Anyways, so we're down here, girl, and we don't have anything to talk about. So I was watching, was that on Netflix or was it on Peacock? Blood and Money, something. I think it's like a Law and Order type of show, but real life, and they're showing um murders that have to do with money. The first one was about this woman who lived in Benedict Canyon, and I wanted to finish watching. I fell asleep on it, and I wanted to finish watching it because I wanted to see like what happened. But basically, this man that she was really close to, his wife went missing. Um, Went missing, and then years later, she winds up dead. The another woman winds up dead. That is connected to this man. And so when she wound up dead, they, the special investigators or whatever, they, I guess, reopened the case about the missing wife because the missing wife was never found. And they were like, well, the only person that he would have told about maybe doing something to his wife was this other woman who lived in Benedict Canyon. And then they saw that he had given her $25,000. And now she was living pillar to post, but they both came from money. But like her, I guess it was her cousin. Her cousin said that she was easily taken advantage of, and people would befriend her, to kind of, use her money. You know how people do, hanger-ons, leeches, and what freeloaders, whatever you want to call them. And she dwindled all her money out. But then she still lived in Benedict Canyon. Benedict Canyon is like right outside of Beverly Hills. It's still, people live there. They got money. And when you look at her house, it was, a modest house, but in the inside of the house, she literally had nothing in there. But apparently she was writing a story. So they were like, okay, when she died, they were like, there's three possible suspects. There is, maybe her landlady killed her because she was 18 months behind on her rent. And then they thought, well, maybe because her father was like was it Irish mafia? I think it was was it Irish? No, Jewish mafia. And, they were from all of their money, her wealth before she dwindled it all away came from her father being opening up the Riviera and I think the Flamingo, being involved in that. So they thought that maybe the Jewish mafia killed her, but then they were like, no, because it's been so far off, and I don't remember them saying that her father had bad blood with anybody, but she was already old, father dead and gone. Like her father and mother died when she was 12, like back to back. I keep seeing Blue Jays. There's another one right there. And so, yeah, I keep seeing Blue Jays. I told you one, when I was sitting down outside, one got real close to me. I took a picture of it because I was like, damn, you came real close. So I need to go look up what Blue Jays mean. If y'all want to look it up and put it in the comments, but I'm going to definitely look it up after we're done because I keep seeing them. Like they keep making themselves seen to me. Those rims are so ugly. Oh my God. And so anyways, they were trying to figure out who the people were, right? Like, who is possible suspect. And then I guess they saw that she had a check for $25,000 just deposited by this man named David Hurst. Was it David? I can't remember his first name. Last name was Hurst. And he also comes from a family of money. And they were like, that's how they became really close friends. They were really close friends. And that's how they became really close friends. And so people were like, no, he couldn't have done that to her because they were really close. And the $25,000 that he probably gave her, or that he gave her, was probably to help support her because she was broke. She didn't have no money. And so I fell asleep. So I want to finish watching it and see what happened to this woman. How did they figure it out or whatever? So that's what I was watching. It's called Blood. I think it's called Blood and Money, and it's on Peacock. I was talking about Peacock yesterday and how it's such a great, I love Peacock. And it reminds me that NBC really makes some good television shows. They really do. All the stuff that comes on Peacock, I really watch Peacock a lot. I'm on Peacock more than I'm on Netflix. And apparently HBO, ooh, girl, you're not paying attention. Apparently HBO Max has changed its name to Max, which I feel like HBO kind of dropped the ball on naming their app, because everybody has their apps, right? The names of their apps or whatever. Like Paramount Plus, that didn't really take, any thought to name it Paramount Plus. But like, I feel like NBC's app Peacock is like it's like the perfect name because it represents the network. But HBO, they should have called it Box Office. I feel like they should have called it Box Office. And not Max. But anyways, apparently you have to, I have HBO Max, but apparently you have to download another app. The app just doesn't update and change its name. So I don't know. Everybody was online complaining about that yesterday. So did you subscribe, and comment, and let me know you stopped by? Because I didn't remember to tell you that. But anyways, we're not going to Starbucks or anything. I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I'm going to go right here to the park, and then I'm going to take my walk after I'm done talking to y'all. But anyways, oh, look they must have cut a tree down. Oh my gosh. All that wood. It was a lot of wood over there. Anyway, so that's what I was watching last night. And then I was having these weird dreams, child. And lately, I have literally been having dreams about the last thing that I watched, like a scenario about the last thing that I watched. But this dream was not about, blood and money and this woman being killed, possibly killed by her best friend. They do say when people are killed, it's usually somebody close to them. Random killings don't really happen, I guess. I mean, they do happen. Like, not saying that they don't happen, but when the majority. Oh, you know what I want to? Speaking of the majority, I'm gonna look at some things that I was talking about on Twitter yesterday. I was really annoyed. Like, I am so far away from, like, having conversations with people online. Like, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, people online, it's weird how people choose to hear what they want to hear. I love the color of that Honda. Oh my God. It's like a dark blue, grayish blue, but it's like more gray than blue, but it's blue, and it kind of feels like it has some black in it too, like the color. It's really pretty. I'm sure you guys seen it. Anyway, it's a lot of people. And I'm annoyed because it's going to be let me see where I want to I guess I could park right here, but there's no the tree is not, it's going to be the sun is going to be, because the sun is coming up and the sun's up right here. I'm going to have to come up with a different park somewhere else, because it's annoying that the sun is coming up and it's going to be right on the damn camera. But anyways, so I was thinking about how um there was a post about Ari Lennox, and Ari Lennox was on the line cussing out Oprah and Gail, Okra and Kale. Remember when she called them that, Okra and Kale? And she was talking about, I guess they had criticized black men in general, right? And I posted under, remember, I wish I could find it. I think I ended up um muting the post because I was so tired of the ignorance that was being, like, I was being tagged in. Like, even I made a post on, not a post, but a comment on one of D.L. Hughley's posts yesterday. And I really feel like, I don't know why it bothers me so much. But anyways, on this post about Ari Lennox, she was going off on Gail. She was going off on Gail and Oprah, and she was sticking up for, she had her cape out, honey. She had her cape. It was whooshing in the wind, honey, flapping in the wind. She was off the ground, in the air, fist out. She had her cape out, okay? And she was talking about how Oprah and Gail, I guess, were criticizing black men and this our black men and all this other shit. And so I posted underneath, I said, and about 2 weeks later, black men were online calling her, saying that she looked like a dog. And remember, I made a video about that. They were talking about Ari Lennox and talking about Tiana Taylor, and how they are a mix between looking like a dog and being sexy. And of course, people took offense to it. Like, how in the world are you saying that this woman looks like a dog, talking about Tiana Taylor? And so I said underneath this post about this, about, somebody reposting her talking about Gail and Oprah. And I was like, and 2 weeks later, black men were online saying she looked like a dog. This man came under the post and was like, was it all black men? I said, oh my God. I was like, I usually don't respond back to men online, especially black men online, when they like really sit in stupidity and ignorance. I don't, because I know that the back and forth is going to be a waste of my time. They are not in conversation. I think it's just the way that men are socialized to have a conversation. And I'm going to tell you something, remind me to tell you about men asking for instructions and following directions after. So he was like, was it all black men? Something. He was like, and I don't think like that. And I said to him, where in my statement did you see me say all black men? And I said to him, if it doesn't fit, why are you trying to wear it? Why do you feel like when a general statement is made, you need to, now this is me talking, I didn't go off. I just said, if it doesn't fit, why are you trying to wear it? It's basically like a hit dog hollering, right? No pun. It's like a hit dog hollering. If somebody makes a general statement and you read the statement and it doesn't necessarily apply to you, but when you think about it, a large majority of the response and engagement from that post, the men were in agreement. Yes, it's never like, I used to have a shirt that said it's never all, but it's always some, because I don't understand how we enter conversations still in 2023 and expect a disclaimer. Not all, because the one or two of you might feel triggered by the statement. If you weren't the one online calling Ari Lennox and Tiana Taylor dogs, or saying they look like dogs, then hush your goddamn mouth. Why are you positioning yourself, one, to other yourself and say that it wasn't me, and two, to what are you defending? Because the statement is true. I don't have time, and I know a lot of people who have discussions and speak in generalities, because when we're speaking in general, because we're seeing a majority, there is never going to be a time where it is absolutely all. There is always going to be some, and it's never going to be all. It's never all, but it's always some. It's always some. And for you to try to position yourself, one, to other yourself, and two, to defend, what are you defending? I'm like, I get so annoyed with people wanting to, like, I made a statement yesterday, and it's like, it's not all. Nobody said it was all. Are you ignoring that there is some people who do that so that you can feel like it's not you? It's like, it's so weird. It is so weird. Following instructions, following directions. I order food delivery services every now and again, and I have very detailed instructions to how you get to my door. I even have, in my detailed instructions, I even have what my doormat says to make sure you're at the right door. I will tell you, when it's a woman delivery driver, I never get a call because they are confused about where they are. There are times, not every single time, but if I were to do on average, the men are not following the instructions. They go in the wrong entrance. They're at the wrong building. And when I ask them, did you read the instructions? They're like, yeah. If you did, baby, there's no way that you would be on another street, across the street, in another building. There's no way. There's no way. If you followed instructions. And then I was like, I noticed that there are men that follow instructions and find my door and, deliver the food or whatever. But when someone calls me because they don't know where they are or they're lost or whatever, it's always a man. It's never a woman. So I'm going to go with my theory. And there is this idea that men don't follow directions or they don't ask for directions. I know that everybody knows that is like what we talk about all the time. Men will get lost. They don't want to stop and ask for directions. They don't. A woman will stop and ask for directions. There's no problem with asking for help. And my son is like, well, why do you think that? Why do you think that men don't follow instructions or ask for directions if they're lost? I said, because y'all have been socialized. Y'all are socialized to believe because you're men, you're always right. You're always right and you always have the answer. So it is a blow to the ego when you have to stop and ask somebody, how do I get here? Because you've been socialized that you already know where to go. You don't even have to follow the directions. You already know where to go. You read the address, and even on my thing I say, please read, and I give detailed instructions. You should see, they're so good, okay? The instructions are so good, and there's no way that if you follow the instructions that you will get lost. But every time I get a call about somebody being lost, it's not a woman, it's a man. Because my instructions are clear, and y'all don't follow instructions because y'all have been socialized to believe that you are right about everything. You're right about everything, and nobody can tell you nothing. Nobody can even say, hey, stop and ask for a direction. I know where I'm going. You don't know where you're going, and it's okay to say I don't know. And that's what I find when I go back and forth with men on the internet. It's like they believe that they are right when they enter into an exchange with you, they are entering an exchange to win. They are not entering it to understand. They're entering it to prove you wrong and to win the conversation. That is why I bow out, don't engage. I don't even initiate. If somebody, I'm always getting like, if I make bold statements, okay, online. And men will come in the comments or in the replies and say things that I really want to go back and forth with you, but I already know how you've been socialized, so I don't even want to waste my time. I already know that you think that what you've said in response to my statement, you think you're right. And I'm going to let you think that you're right, sir. You're gonna believe that. I'm not gonna even respond to you. Sometimes I just be like, okay, girl, I think I did that to that man. I was like, okay, girl. And he was like, something about homophobia. And I was like, girl, shut up. Shut up. Because y'all can call women dudes. And that's another thing. Because we live in this society that is powered by patriarchy, dude, bro, man, like saying those words, using those words that are typically for men, using those words on women as if dude, bro, bruh is gender neutral, but sis isn't gender neutral. SIS, sister, girl. If I say a man can say to me, all right, bruh. And if I say, all right, girl, what you trying to say? I'm expected to be okay with being called bro. But if I call you girl, it's a problem. Because we live in a society powered by men, where men think they don't have to follow instructions, and they think they right about everything, and they don't have productive conversations. This idea that somebody has to put a disclaimer when we are talking in generalities. I always feel, now you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when people make general statements, it's because the majority are operating in that general statement, right? That's the majority that you've seen, the sample that you've taken. So the majority of the sample that you're taking. So I'm going to speak in general, because there are exceptions to this general statement. Why do you feel like somebody needs to make a disclaimer? Not all black men. Girl, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I say that black men are killing black women every whatever hours, 5.5, 4.5 hours, whatever the time is, I don't need you to come and say, not all black men. I'm talking about in a general statement. When we're looking at this information, this is what it says. I'm not talking about your dad. I'm not talking about your brother. I mean, unless the shoe fits. You understand what I'm saying? So I was like so frustrated about that. I made another statement yesterday too, and everybody's like, it's not all black Americans. No, it's not all black Americans. It's not. Nobody said that it was. And the fact that, I guess I'm gonna have to start putting asterisks next to as a disclaimer, so that people can understand it's not all. It's never all, but it's always some. And nobody has time to stop a conversation to make a disclaimer. I think we're so far past that. And that's what I said to that guy. I said, we're so far past making disclaimers so that you guys can feel good about yourselves. Fuck that. And then you end up trying to other yourself. And when you try to other yourself, meaning take yourself out of the general statement so that you can feel good about yourself, you end up positioning yourself as if you're in defense of the statement. When the statement, whether it's you or not, the statement is still true. You don't change the truthfulness of the statement because it doesn't apply to you. That irks the hell out of me. When I tell you, baby, it irks the hell out of me. All right, let's see, honey, what's on the blocks.
I sponsor the blog.
Carmelo Anthony announces his retirement from NBA after 19 seasons. Now the time has come for me to say goodbye. Carmelo Anthony is passing the torch down to his son after spending 19 seasons in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony took to social media on May 22nd to announce his retirement. The 10-time NBA All-Star, who turns 39 next week, scored 28,289 points throughout his career with 6 different teams: the Nuggets, the Knicks, Thunder, Rockets, Trailblazers, and the Lakers. Toward the end of his announcement, Carmelo Anthony said he will continue to live his dream through his 16-year-old son, Kyan. My legacy now and forever lives through you. What are your thoughts on Melo's retirement? I have no thoughts on his retirement, but hopefully his son, if he does partner with somebody while he goes to the NBA, he doesn't actually fulfill the legacy of your extracurricular activities outside of that. Let's see what the comments say. What about your daughters, sir? So we gonna skip the past. Never mind, child. These men is embarrassing. Oh, that was sweet. Y'all gotta chill. His daughter was in the damn video. He's saying his basketball legacy will live through his son. Sheesh, y'all are aggravating. I didn't even know he was still playing. His legacy is side babies he had with Lala. Let's be for real. Y'all will try to find a way to bring someone down. His daughter's picture was first, but I didn't hear her name. Somebody said, no comprehension skills. This man is retiring from the game he loves, and he is passing the torch to his son, who's currently very active in basketball. He held up the picture of his daughter to show love for her. If basketball was her thing at the moment this video was made, I'm sure he would have passed the torch to them both. Why verbally acknowledge her name? For y'all, that's entitlement. Stay on task, folks. Yeah, I kind of like that statement. I feel like people, they willfully misinterpret and add information to statements that people make. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why people do that. Why do you, if a statement is made, why do you feel the need to add something? And I know our perspectives and opinions come from, our experiences, what we've seen, right? What we've read, you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand why people really they will intentionally misunderstand something. And it's like, that's not even what I said. I just don't understand it. So congratulations to him for retiring. It's good. So the first trailer for The Color Purple, starring Fantasia, Halle Bailey, Taraji P. Henson, who plays Suge. I was like, that was a good casting call. Sierra is in it. Danielle Brooks. Danielle Brooks was from Orange is the New Black. And there's other people in it as well. It actually looks pretty good. I saw Oprah on her Instagram page saying, get your purple ready, for the premiere to go see it. So it's her, Steven Spielberg, of course, but they're saying that it's a new take on the story. So I wonder what it is. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I've only seen the blogs post that it's coming, right? Fantasia plays Celie, I think. Yeah, she does. So I don't know what the new take on it could be, but it should be interesting, and I'm interested in watching it, and seeing it. So what do you guys think? Are y'all gonna go see the new Color Purple? That's gonna be good. I love that they cast Taraji P. Henson to play Suge. I love that. I really do. I love it. I love that. I think that was good casting. So y'all let me know what you think about that. Gabrielle Union elaborates on why she splits everything 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. Every household is different. He offered to cover me. Trust, but that's not my ministry, nor brings me peace. There are some women, like literally some women, who do not want to be quote unquote taken care of. I really feel like the idea of being taken care of comes from a fantasy. I really feel like that. I really feel like like I said, you can design, like she said, people design their relationships and partnerships however way they want, because it truly is a business when you get married, and you can design your business how you want. And for some women, a man taking care of them and depending on a man is not, it's not their ministry. Like she said, I want to read her comment, because I made a video at the end of last year and I said, I'm done talking about 50-50 relationships. I'm done having that conversation, because the truth is, people, they design their relationships how they want to design them. So she said, every household is different, and doing what's best for you and yours is the key. And what some don't understand is that I'm 100% responsible for 3 other households, and D has even more. The majority of those households are elderly people and minors. We both come from families that step up to help care for children and elderly relatives. So being able to be with someone who meets me halfway and lightens my load gives me peace and support. He offered to cover me, trust, but that's not my ministry, nor brings me peace. All that to say, I love how we recognize that there are billions of ways to exist, and you just got to find what's right for you and brings you peace. I found mine. And I really am glad that she said that, because it's just like, everybody doesn't want to split. Everybody doesn't want to, to me, I feel like the majority of people who are in partnerships they may not be splitting it 50-50, like literally 50-50, but there is a split somewhere. There is you in an aspect of the business of your relationship. There are spaces where you are going to be pulling in more, and there are spaces when the partner is going to be pulling in more, because it's really based on your strengths and weaknesses. And hopefully you're partnered with a person who, where you are weak, they are strong, and vice versa. So you're not carrying a burden and a load that is too heavy for you to carry. And just like I said the other day on the Bell Collective review, is that hopefully you're with a man that, or a person or a partner that brings your stock up, that brings your value up, that adds value to your life. If you're with someone and you're seeing a lot of deficit, you're seeing a lot of subtractions, you're seeing a lot of things being taken away, or you feeling drained, things that your cup is not being full, you're not able to give from your overflow because you're doing too much and it's taking away from your peace, you shouldn't be with people like that. There are times where you're going to have to take up the slack, and there are times when they are going to have to take up the slack, because you cannot do it all. You can't. You cannot. Okay? And for those who choose to be in partnerships, it is, to me, counterproductive to be in a partnership with someone where you're still carrying the load. I, for one, don't think it's fair for one partner to carry the entire financial load. I think it's fucked up. I do. Man, woman, non-binary, I don't care. I think it's messed up that one person has the burden of taking on the financial load. Whether it is a burden to them financially or not, I think it is a burden. Some women want to be taken care of. I figure if that is the goal, that you want to be taken care of financially, where the man takes care of everything, the only way that I can agree to that structure is if you literally make your own money and he just wants to take care of everything, or she just wants to take care of everything. But you better have your own money. There is nowhere in the world where I would agree with a woman being with not having any other source of income, being financially dependent on another adult human being, especially one with a penis, honey, and identifies as male, because there are too many women who have been financially abused when they decide to enter that structure or that model of a relationship. I do not agree with that. I don't. And so many people are like 50-50. I don't want to be with a roommate. It's y'all are roommates. Even if you are husband and wife, y'all are roommates. Okay? Whatever title or name you want to attach to it, y'all share a home. Y'all are roommates. Okay? It's so weird. It is so weird to me. I'm just not, I really feel like the traditional template does not, it's unsustainable. It might work for a while, but you really have to design your relationships, especially your intimate relationships. You do have to design it to where it is something that you can do long term. Because what sounds good may not be sustainable. I feel like that's what it should look like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad Gabrielle Union said, I'm glad to see that some people understand there are billions of ways to design your relationships and your partnerships. You know, a lot of people get mad that when you refer to your partner as a partner and not as a husband or a wife. But the truth is, they're your partner. They're your partner. They're not somebody, oh, he's your husband, and so he has more say in this and that. No, y'all are partners in this. And you know, I always say, if you wouldn't go into business with him, do not enter into the business of marriage with him. And that's the truth. That's how I really feel. Let's see what else. I'm glad she said that. Let's read some of the comments, girl. I don't know why y'all are offended. Rhea is a whole billionaire. Y'all think ASAP pays all the bills? Why are people so involved in the household they're not a part of? I'm confused. If it works for them, why should anyone care what they do? It's a shame. It's a shame social media has made birds assume going 50-50 is a bad thing. It's actually really embarrassing to watch grown women challenge this idea. This is a man. But you're the one in the interview talking about living paycheck to paycheck. So your ministry is rooted in pride. Help me understand, since you put us in this conversation. An interview, meaning she was asked and then shared. No, she talked about living paycheck to paycheck like it was an idea, like it's something that sticks in her head, because she operates, and I'm sure she's working on it because she talked about it, operating from a place of scarcity and operating from a space of lack. And that comes from this idea that you're living paycheck to paycheck and that you don't have an overflow. You don't have extra money at the end of whatever time frame. And you're operating from a space where all your money is going to be used and you don't know where the rest of it is going to come from, or it's ran out before the end of the month. And at the end of the month, you don't have a surplus. You're operating from a place of lack. And a lot of people operate like that, not just in relationships, but just in their lives. And it's true. I just want y'all to have the same energy for ASAP, because we know damn well he ain't paying 100% of the bills. And the idea, let me tell you something. And the idea, if in a heterosexual relationship, the idea that the man's role is to pay all the bills, that is you agreeing to the rules of patriarchy. If you want to design your relationship with a traditional template, that is an agreement to the rules of patriarchy. And it's weird because that means that you shouldn't be working. You want somebody to pay all the bills and you want to live in a traditional, that means you shouldn't be working. Otherwise, actually, you're not living in a traditional household. You want the man to abide by traditional rules, but you also want to work and make your own money. That's not traditional. Traditional is you're not working, ma'am. That's what the template looks like. And I think for a lot of, especially Black women, they want to experience that because that has not been the tradition for generations for Black women. Some, right, but a large majority, and enough to make a general statement, is that Black women are not living at home and depending on a man to pay all the bills. I was watching something where the woman didn't know that her house was in foreclosure. The husband hadn't been paying the bills. But she's traditional. I'm sure she's telling, yeah, my man, he pays all the bills, and he wasn't. And the house was in goddamn foreclosure. And she didn't know. I was watching Real Housewives of New Jersey when Teresa was up there spending money. And then all of a sudden, they had to file for bankruptcy because Joe was out here forging signatures and shit. And you didn't know your husband, you don't have to worry about nothing. Now all of a sudden y'all filing for bankruptcy and you have to, cut down on your spending because you really don't have the money you thought you did. Like, to me, I feel like, especially when it comes to finances, and because it's really, 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 really important, because that's really how you live. When money's not important. Money is important. Stop saying that, especially in a partnership. Money is important for single people, but when you're in a partnership, you need to make sure that the money is right. And if you are in a situation where you don't know how the money is going out, what's being paid for, if things are being paid for, and if they're being paid for on time, you're like a sitting duck. And it's not smart to literally depend on someone else. I know there are strengths and weaknesses in a relationship, and in the relationship you may think he's better with money than you, but you better be looking at the books, okay? Every now and again you better open the books and look at the bank accounts and figure out, are things being paid on time? And open your goddamn mail. Okay, if you got paperless billing, you better go online. You better have the username and the passwords for your mortgage site so you can make sure your shit is being paid on time. Don't nobody have time to be worried about or depend. Oh, I just trust him. No, girl, and don't be stupid. I know it sounds good, right? It sounds good. The fantasy of it sounds good. Just like when Ebony said, y'all want to hear shit that makes you feel good. And it feels good to say, I can depend on my man. He pays for everything. Is he, bitch? Is he paying for everything? Now all of a sudden you got to sign bankruptcy papers because he wasn't paying for everything. And y'all spending more than you have. So I don't want to hear no shit like that. I've heard too many stories of women not watching their books. Make sure you pay attention to the books. I can't imagine myself explaining to people I don't know why I made a decision. And for the record, I'll take 50% off bills any day. Expecting a man to pay 100% is insane. I think it's insane too. I don't expect it. He just does it without question. Well, I hope you're paying attention to the books and you haven't put all of your trust into a man handling money that basically defines your livelihood. There's no way in the world there's that much trust in a human being. I'm sorry. They call us pick-me's. Then it doesn't apply to you. Girl, they call us that. That's fine. At least we're being realistic with I don't think it's a pick me to say that a man paying 100%. Y'all know I don't fucking play that shit. But I don't think it's fair to put the financial burden, whether it's a burden or not financially. I don't feel, because you have heard stories and read stories about in a traditional household where the man is stressed the fuck out because they are trying to make sure that everything in the home is paid for. And they're stressed out and they are dying and becoming ill and having diseases and stuff like that. It's real. I don't think it's fair to put the financial burden on another person in the relationship. I just don't. Michael Sterling wants Eva's divorce filing thrown out for her to pay or for her to pay all his legal fees in a desperate attempt to win her back. How is you threatening her to pay all your legal bills a way to get her back? Neighbors, it looks like Michael Sterling isn't ready to let Eva go. According to Radar Online, he's asking a judge to throw out her request for a divorce and primary custody of their children. According to the report, if the divorce isn't thrown out, Michael wants Eva to pay all his legal bills. Rumors are swirling that Michael may have cheated on Eva. Neither have publicly confirmed the reason for filing. How does that work? Girl, that don't even make sense to me. It's the stupidity for me. Kroy Bierman says Kim Zolciak's gambling addiction has financially devastated the family. Alleges mental health issues may be causing impulsive actions. It says, according to page 6, the former NFL player requested his former partner to undergo psychological evaluation due to her compulsion in a new court document. Yeah, a lot of people who watched Don't Be Tardy said that she was addicted to gambling. Please stop calling her the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum. She is what is it called? Don't Be Tardy alum. Stop it. The Atlanta Falcons alum, that's correct, suggests Zolciak be tested for mental health issues such as narcissistic personality disorder, bipolar disorder, and depression, among more. And to top it all off, Bierman delivered the receipts of bank statements and checks that allegedly show thousands of dollars in withdrawals by Zolciak. He's not playing. And I'm sure that she's running around saying, Kroy pays all the bills. And now her ass is spending up all the fucking money. And now he's like, girl, I don't even want to be married to you anymore, because the burden to financially support this home, you are taking advantage. That's the other end of it. You are taking advantage of it. And you running around here probably telling people, my man takes care of everything. And you running him dry, girl. It's a mess. Anyways, y'all, I think that's it. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the, little topics that I was talking about. I just had some things on my mind because I was just like, engaging with people online is so weird, especially when they add things to statements. They say you say something that you didn't say in the statement. Like I said, I know that we, base our opinions on our experiences, what we've seen other people experience. Hopefully you're basing it on statistics also that you've read, right? And you've added, some studies to that, so you can have informed decisions, and you're just not making informed opinions, and you're not making, stating opinions based on nothing but how you feel. I know a lot of people project their view into a statement, and then they come up with something that's just like, how did you come up with that? Like, where did you get that from? There's nowhere in my statement did I say all. So why are you trying to be offended by something that you're saying doesn't even apply to you? It doesn't apply to me. It wasn't all black men. It wasn't all of us. Okay. So are you saying that my statement is not true because I didn't make a disclaimer that it wasn't all black men? Wasn't you? It wasn't you. It wasn't you, but it was the 100 of them over here. So does that take away from my statement, is what I'm trying to say. So annoying. So annoying. Anyways, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm gonna go take a walk around here. All right, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.